Donald J. Trump is now president of the United States. President Obama.
Here we go again. With another clear victory, Donald Trump is the president-elect in the United States of America. I put this out on Twitter last night. Congratulations, Donald Trump, on your third consecutive presidential election win. Obviously, a lot of people excited, a lot of people disappointed, a lot of people with the whole Trump derangement syndrome. The internet is alive with all of this morning. I'm on a few hours sleep. Because I stayed up to watch all of this. But hey, you know what? If I'm going to do this video, let's do this right. How are we going to do this? There we go. That's much better. That is much better. Back to the video. Electoral College and the popular vote. That's right. Donald Trump has really come out on this one, and this is a decisive win. This is not going to be this isn't going to be weeks and months, court battles, anything like that. No, Donald Trump is the president-elect. Kamala Harris yet to do her concession speech. Typically, that would have been done the night before, but when Donald Trump won against Hillary Clinton, we didn't get a concession speech at all in that case. In fact, she went on to deny the results of the election for, she still is. She's still denying the results of that election. You're not allowed to do that on YouTube, apparently, after the last one. We all learned that lesson the hard way, but hey, this is where we're at today. Elon Musk throwing out the memes. I love that one. Let that sink in. If you're not familiar with this one, this is what he did when he took over Twitter. He took over Twitter. He showed up to the Twitter headquarters with a sink to do a dad joke and dropped it, just brought it in, saying, "Let that sink in." That's hilarious. Now it's obviously in the White House, but yeah, this is what happened last time in the election. A lot of people were worried about something like this happening. Trump was winning. It was looking very clear, and then at midnight, just overnight, suddenly a lot of votes showed up in a very, very short period of time, bringing Biden to the position of appearing like the winner. Of course, this is the famous graph that's been simplified into this graphic with a big F right at the top. I'm sure you can understand what that stands for. But that was what was going on last time. But this past election, the idea here was too big to rig. Too many people were showing out in support of Donald Trump. It was really astonishing, actually. It was really interesting to watch. It was great to see the amount of people that have come out. Places that typically would poll completely Democrat. Some places going 50-50, some places flipping entirely. It was really something else to see. But with this too big to rig concept, people weren't talking about the margin of error. People were talking about the margin of fraud. And well, this was the new graph that came out. And of course, it is so fitting. It's perfect. And this is the way it went. Now, last night I was watching the coverage from Louder with Crowder, probably the best coverage on the internet of the election, of the past several elections, actually. Louder with Crowder has really upped his game on this. He spent millions of dollars, actually, on putting together his own version of what a lot of the news agencies will do, having an active map. This is his map, of course. Now, last night, it was under a DDoS attack. Hackers were trying to take down his analysis of this, and it was very hard to log in. You have to keep refreshing. But that being said, they were still able to do what they were doing. Now, his projection, as it stands right now, is at 286 electoral votes. Obviously, 270 to win to Kamala Harris's 222. Now, he's still showing that Arizona and Michigan, who are trending towards Trump, have not yet been called, but he's in all of the confirmed votes that have already come in. It's 286. Now, other places reporting not so heavily towards Trump, but still a clear, decisive win. Here's CNN Politics. showing 276 votes. Obviously, again, 270 to win. This is what's been brought in. CBC, even Canadian CBC, showing 276 votes, decisive votes. Now, there are some that they're still not reporting on. Again, here it is: Alaska, Nevada, Nevada, Arizona, Michigan, and even over there, Maine is not yet clear on who won. It looks like Kamala Harris will win Maine, but that's 1 out of 5, right? So the other 4 states, it looks like, are going to be going towards Trump. So you're going to probably look at a much larger number than 276, but this is going to, again, clear, decisive victory in this case. Now, it's going to be interesting when it comes time to certifying the vote because, well, you guessed it, who's going to be doing that? Yeah, that's Kamala Harris. As vice president, Kamala Harris will be the one to sign over the presidency to Donald Trump this coming January. It'll be a really interesting January 6th compared to the last January 6th, which, of course, nobody's shut up about ever since. But that's the case. Donald Trump, now president-elect, come inauguration day, she will be signing over the presidency to him, certifying the vote, which, again, is a clear, decisive victory. Now, people are freaking out. News media is looking for people to blame. And, well, here's Joy Reid talking about who she blames in this case.
In the end, if they didn't make their numbers and essentially exceed the numbers that Joe Biden had in the suburbs, and I think we have to be blunt about why. Black voters came through for Kamala Harris. White women voters did not. That is what it appears happened in that state, is that if you can't flip enough white women, and we've talked about this on this set numerous times, is that you have a state where you've got a 6-week abortion or 12-week abortion. I think theirs might be 12 weeks.
Yep.
But it's a state where women lost their reproductive rights, where there was a very heavy push to get women to focus on not putting in place, re-electing, putting back into the White House the person.
I think it's a case of they didn't buy the propaganda. Nobody's worried about reproductive rights in real sense. We all know that Roe versus Wade kicked it back to the states, and the states can decide. Trump has not said, he's actively said he's not going to put a nationwide abortion ban. So nonsense, and looking for blame when they can just really blame themselves for being such terrible propagandists in this war. Now you turn over to Canadian politics, and holy cow, have they really lost the plot. This is what was being said on CBC News last night.
Let's talk about exactly the question that you're asking is one that I've been catching a lot of heat for answering on air, and we've been talking about this in the last week or two. You're talking about the propaganda campaign and the playbook of Trump. This is not new. This is not surprising. This is directly out of Hitler's playbook.
Oh, there it is.
This is out of an autocrat playbook. This is a way to, the things that Trump has done masterfully, frankly, is to get the entire, to get a big part of the population to believe that the game is rigged and to sow distrust in public institutions and the free press. That is a tried and true playbook that we have seen time and time before that has resulted in really disastrous things for society. And that is what's working. And so it's actually quite simple. When you tell a big enough lie over and over and over, people are going to believe it. Even when folks around him, like Rudy Giuliani and others, have literally been found liable for telling those lies that weren't true. The public still believes it, and the whole goal was to erode trust in our public institutions, and it's working. If anything, that's what fake news. Donald Trump has done that really well. Can't argue with that, right? Okay. And that's sad. That's sad.
That is sad. That we have eroded our trust in the public institutions. By the way, taxpayers in Canada, you paid for that. You paid for that drivel to be said on national television. Just losing their mind, absolutely losing their mind in this case. But what is the real reason behind this? None other than Scott Jennings on CNN came out and gave this speech about why this happened. It's really an indictment on the news media and the political class.
This is a mandate. He's won the national popular vote for the first time for a Republican, for the first time since 2004. This is a big deal. This isn't backing into the office. This is a mandate to do what you said you were going to do. Get the economy working again for regular working class Americans, fix immigration, try to get crime under control, try to reduce the chaos in the world. This is a mandate from the American people to do that. I think I'm interpreting the results tonight as the revenge of just the regular old working class American, the anonymous American who has been crushed, insulted, condescended to. They're not garbage. They're not Nazis. They're just regular people who get up and go to work every day and are trying to make a better life for their kids, and they feel like they have been told to just shut up when they have complained about the things that are hurting them in their own lives.
Not going to shut up.
I also feel like this election, as we sit here and pour over this tonight, is something of an indictment of the political information complex.
That's right.
I mean, we've been sitting around here for the last couple of weeks, and the story that was portrayed was not true. I mean, we were told Puerto Rico was going to change the election. Liz Cheney, Nikki Haley voters, women lying to their husbands. Before that, it was Tim Walz and the camo hats. Night after night after night, we were told all these things and gimmicks were going to somehow push Harris over the line, and we were just ignoring the fundamentals. Inflation, people feeling like that they were barely able to tread water at best.
That's right.
That was the fundamentals of the election. And so I think that both parties should always look at the results of an election and figure out what went right and what went wrong. But I think for all of us who cover elections and talk about elections and do this on a day-to-day basis, we have to figure out how to understand, talk to, and listen to the half of the country that rose up tonight and said, we've had enough.
We've had enough. That's the best. That's the best message right there. And of course, Donald Trump making his victory speech after having made such great results. Great results. Again, not only winning the Electoral College, but getting the popular vote as well. It's amazing.
Thank the American people for the extraordinary honor of being elected your 47th president and your 45th president.
Yeah.
And to every citizen, I will fight for you, for your family, and your future. Every single day, I will be fighting for you, and with every breath in my body, I will not rest until we have delivered the strong, safe, and prosperous America that our children deserve and that you deserve. This will truly be the golden age of America. That's what we have to have.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to this golden age, and a golden age for America is a golden age for all of its allies. And this is great for a country that shares its longest border with America, Canada. But that's not what's being said on the news media. Of course, people are really worried. And with all their drumming things up, they turn to what our Canadian officials that need to be removed in the same way as Biden and Kamala Harris for something better. But this is what they had to say as they were worried about what was going to happen after this election. Chrystia Freeland was asked on the news.
Well, Adrian, first of all, thank you for having me on tonight. And I have heard a lot of people talking about their anxiety on your show. And so I do just want to start by saying, I know a lot of Canadians are anxious, but I really want people to be reassured, and I want Canadians to know that no matter what Americans choose tonight, Canada will be just fine.
Yeah, okay, so if you're just tuning in for the first time and you've never seen a speech let a politician talk like this is Canada. This is the deputy prime minister, the version of the vice president of the United States of America, getting on TV and talking to the citizens of Canada like children. Talking to them like children. This is the drivel that comes out of this government. It's unbelievable. Canada will be just fine. Well, Canada hasn't been just fine under Trudeau and Chrystia Freeland, who's also the finance minister, who's driven us into the largest national debt Canada's ever seen, doubled it doubled it, absolutely doubled everything that it took up until this point, doubled our national debt in the 9 years that they've had a chance. And this is why Canada is going to be doing something just like our beautiful neighbors to the south have done last night. We're going to see this coming up very soon, and hopefully sooner than later, but the latest will be 2025. Vesper on X putting this out there. Freedom is also coming soon to Canada. Trudeau is soon going to be removed and wiped out the same way in elections by Pierp. Soon, Canada, soon we will be celebrating. Of course, here's Jamie, the non-woke, putting out a Trump 2024, 2025 Polyev. We'll start taking our countries back. This is how it's done. It's done through elections. And what is Pierre Poilievre saying? He's got a different message than Chrystia Freeland. He's got a little bit harsher message. This is the thing. Canada and the United States have trade relations, and if you got a tough guy at the helm, he's gonna make tough decisions. Well, we need a tough guy, tough decisions to be made at the helm on the Canadian side as well. And this is good for both sides. It's good for both sides when you have great trade negotiations. This is what Pierre Poilievre had to say yesterday before any of the election results had come in.
$450 billion of our investment money has poured out of Canada into the United States. We used to get more U.S. investment from them than they got from us, and now that is reversed. $500 billion of our investment dollars building mines, pipelines, businesses that pay American workers. I want our money back. So my number one priority, whether it's Harris or Trump, is one, to drive a hard bargain with Washington on softwood lumber and on Buy America to get fair and equal access for our construction, lumber, cement, steel, aluminum businesses so that we can get the jobs and the money back. Second, I'm going to cut the taxes and the red tape so that we bring businesses, paychecks, and jobs back to Canada. Right now, Canadian workers make $20,000 less than their American counterparts. They get 55 cents of investment for every investment dollar an American worker gets. Why? Because of Trudeau's destructive economic policies that send our money, jobs, and businesses south. I will be cutting the taxes, balancing the budget, eliminating the red tape, and negotiating a hard bargain so that we can bring home our jobs and our businesses.
Absolutely. It's a great way of looking at it. It's a great way of moving forward. Again, great trade negotiations between Canada and the United States will be good for both countries. And we're not just making America great again here. We're making North America great again. We're making the West great again. We need to get back to our traditional values. We need to get back to economies, great economics, great policy across the board. I'm looking forward to the next 4 years with Donald Trump, and I'm looking forward to some time with Pierre Poilievre in Canada. This will only be good for everyone across the board, even the people who don't want these people in government. It'll be great for them as well. So leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think of all of this that's happened in the last 24 hours. It's amazing. It's great to see. Nobody's denying any results. It looks like everything's running smooth, but only time will tell. Leave a comment in the comment section down below, and we'll see you in the next one. Keep on trucking.